Welcome to the Lovin Dubai Before Brunch podcast. I'm Caitlyn.
I'm Casey.
And we're talking anything and everything going on in Dubai.
And we're with you every Friday morning in the beautiful hour before brunch begins.
Good morning, everyone, and Eid Mubarak. It is Eid weekend.
You.
And how are you, Casey?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great. Well, I'm all right. I have had a very stressful week watching whether we were getting a day off or not, which has been quite a grueling process.
It's been stressful, and then it's heartbreaking when you see those KHDA tweets giving people 4 days off, and us in the private sector, like, just want to shake my boss. Can I shake you?
So it's been quite a busy week. We've seen the roundup of kind of Ramadan come to its conclusion, and there's been some scandal in the news.
Yeah, this has been kind of like a rolling story for the last week. Quantico is a TV show starring Priyanka Chopra, and basically what happened was the show aired and people took offense because it portrayed Hindus as terrorists. So in a tweet, she kind of apologized for what happened. As obviously as the star of the show, she probably didn't have a huge input in how people were portrayed, but she issued an apology anyway. And then this chef, Atul Kakar, do you know him? Am I saying it right?
I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but I am familiar with him because he has a restaurant in Dubai, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He's got a couple of like fine dining Indian restaurants in, I think, Ireland, Dubai, Mauritius maybe, I think, as well. So basically he stuck his boat in where he probably did not need to. And his comment said, "It's sad to see that you have not respected the sentiments of Hindus who have been terrorized by Islam over 2,000 years. Shame on you." And
so that sounds like a quite emotive tweet that he's done, and replying to Priyanka Chopra. So he's verified on Twitter. He's well known. She's obviously hugely known. As if that's not going to get picked up.
Yeah, well, so since then he's issued 2 apologies. He said the first apology was really interesting because, you know, Islam's only been around for 1400 years. So the first apology kind of sounded like he was apologizing for the inaccuracy and not for the offense that he had caused. And that got people even more angry.
So I understand the anger. I'm not familiar enough with the history of it, but it's so... I think people constantly forget how public social media is, especially Twitter, because it's a public profile. So all of your followers are going to see that. I used to use the analogy of Facebook, for example. If you have 800 friends, it's like, imagine going into a room with 800 people you know and just shouting things out. That's what Facebook is. So when people share these emotive reactions to things like breakups, and it's so like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And I think he tweeted an apology, took it back and tweeted again. And what you're saying is, imagine going into a room and shouting it. And then also the impact that has on the people reading it.
And his followers. And it's interesting because he has restaurants in Dubai, which is UAE is a Muslim country. So I feel like that was really insensitive of him. And regardless of his emotional stance on the issue, you're getting benefits and profits from a country that is Muslim. So shut up.
Yeah, shut up. Well, it was insensitive. It was inaccurate. And when he backpedaled and took it back, and we'll read out his second apology in a second, but it just kind of looked like he was doing it because he had to. Because straight away after the first tweet, people were calling for boycott his restaurants. Like, people did not sit down and let him away with this. Like, people were really, really angry. So when the first apology came, and it wasn't really a full apology, people kind of like got even angrier, like I said. So when the second one came, it just looked like he was doing it to appease people, which you kind of want to feel something more sincere. And I think you can feel when people are being sincere or when people are being genuine. Let's find the second tweet. So his second tweet reads, "I would like to apologise unreservedly to my Muslim friends, the Islamic community, and everyone I've offended with my recent tweets. They were insensitive and wrong. My work and my restaurants are defined by passion to unite cultures through food, love and understanding. I've let myself and my colleagues down. I am upset and sorry for the pain I have caused and ask for your forgiveness. Sincerely, Atul.
Do you think that doesn't sound sincere?
I just think it does, but now this is his third apology tweet. The first one was deleted. The second one was inaccurate and didn't seem like an apology. I think this one does, but it's a little bit too late.
Oh, what a PR nightmare.
Mm.
So, following on from that, he had a restaurant at the JW Marriott Marquis in Business Bay. And then, since then, they've sent out a statement, right?
Rang Mahal. Yeah. So
his signature restaurant in JW Marriott Marquis has been closed. JW Marriott did send out a statement on the matter saying that they decided to cut ties, which is drastic, right?
Which is drastic, but a lot of people are like getting behind it. So first, they sent a tweet kind of distancing themselves from the comments saying, we don't support anything that what the chef has said. And then the second tweet said that they terminated all contract. And within 2 days, I think it's fast action.
I think they felt they had to do it. They felt compelled to do it. I think it was the right move given the sensitive topic. What could they have done realistically to come back from that?
I don't know if they felt compelled to do it, because I do think that things can go on social media and things can get forgotten about. I don't know do you think it would have been a drastic move for the business to keep him on?
Not drastic, but you have to choose in that situation. You have to choose your response and how you're going to proceed from there. And I think they kind of took a step back, weighed up the pros and cons, and went, he's done. He's done his dash in the UAE. So, because the loudest way to communicate with people that you're angry and to communicate with businesses is how you spend your money. The UAE is very good at doing this and boycotting brands that they don't like for political agendas.
Yeah.
So I think people would have wholeheartedly boycott that restaurant had they not severed the ties.
But you're saying the country, but I think people, like Dubai is, we have a lot of tourists, and obviously the JW Marriott Marquis Hotel is, it's the second tallest hotel now in the world. So it's there's a huge profit coming in from tourists. So they may not necessarily have heard of the controversy. So I think it was a harder step to take to terminate the contract. So I applaud them for doing that, because they could have done the easier option, which is sweep it onto the carpet. But they're just holding him accountable for what he said, which you've got to applaud that, I think.
Either way, I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
For the hotel.
But this brings us to another point, is which, like you said, when people are shouting things out on social media, they may not put thought into it, and then whether people or not are holding them accountable. For example, this article or picture that went up by the scene for the World Cup promotion. Did you see it?
My God. So there's actually been another venue has announced similar now, with a WAGs section. I can't even say the phrase. I'm like, this is horrible. So the scene has, they're known for their kind of, I'll say, edgy marketing tactics. They did one a while ago that attracted controversy, I think with Deliveroo, and it was like, don't make her stay in the kitchen, order Deliveroo. Like, it was really feeble. And now they've done a World Cup promotion where they've got a dedicated WAGs section. So for WAGs means wives and girlfriends. So there's a girls section when the footy's on. So they're basically saying women are an accessory of a man, and they just go where the guys go and can have their own section because they're not really interested in football.
It's just so painful.
It's so painful. So they actually put this on social media and sent out email newsletters. They've since deleted the social media posts, but I'm still getting the email newsletters.
You know what that is? That's someone who's pre-scheduled it, and then when they removed everything from social media, they obviously forgot to hit the delete button on the pre-scheduled Daily Mail.
Well, we didn't cover this immediately when it came out because we kind of went, it's kind of fun, I don't know. And then they took the social down, so we kind of decided to leave it and not call them out on it because they'd taken the social down. But then got another email, went, right, okay, it's time to address this.
You know what, though? I get when a place tries to be edgy and fun and think of something that's going to cause a bit of controversy online, especially in Dubai when people play it safe. But I just think the women in the kitchen and the women with a separate section to watch the football, I think it's so old.
It's so retro, like it's so unacceptable, and it's just exhausting, you know. Don't make fun of that. It's like with Athul Kosher, don't make fun of religion, don't make light of religion, and don't let religion or sexism get involved in these kind of light-hearted popular culture. Well, I don't want to say that because I think it should have a place within popular culture, but think about what you're saying before you say it.
Yeah, because I think they put this up and they think it's kind of funny and then it might get a laugh or two, but actually I think this type of media, this type of saying, you know, women have a separate section to watch the football, that's what makes the whole conversation about, you know, women being demoted to men, it just amplifies it.
Yeah, it does, and it perpetuates stereotypes that women don't like football and men are macho and so they go and watch the football, but they bring the wives along and they can go in their own section. Like, come on, I want to watch the game.
Exactly. And exactly. I want to go, and it doesn't matter that Ireland's not in it. I still want to go and watch.
I'd like to also call out, since we're calling places out, Royal Meridian has done similar, and it is just garbage. I can see that they're trying to be clever and fun, but it is garbage. They have created a WAG section, but they're called VIB section, very important babes.
That's just... I'm trying to get the wording here because, yeah, like you said, it's garbage. And who is writing this?
I don't know how many levels are getting sign off on this because these are brands that have marketing people. They have PR teams. They have people sending this stuff out and they think it's okay. Why do they think it's okay?
I don't know. And especially it's not. And what I do like is that we are finally holding them accountable. So we had that story pre-Ramadan about the boozy brunch, the messy brunch, that they were just using words that were insensitive for the time that it was.
It was like the Ramadan dirty brunch or something ridiculous like that.
Exactly. But these things can get swept under the carpet and nothing can be said, or nothing might not get said. But what's happened with Atul is people have called him out and actions have been made that means he's not part of the JW Marquee Hotel brand anymore. So I think that's good. And I think with your post about the scene and the questionably sexist posts, I think that's also good. I think it's great to call these places out.
I do respect that it's kind of done in good fun, but that's not an excuse for downplaying issues, particularly in 2018, you know, with all these movements, with the Me Too movement and everything. It's such an important time to be aware of what you're saying.
And exactly what you said, it perpetuates a stereotype and we're just over that now.
Enough is enough.
Enough is
Girls
enough.
like football too. Okay, so I have the statement here. I kind of don't want to give them the publicity, but I also want to call them out, so I need to read it, right?
Yeah, I feel a facepalm moment is coming on, but off you go.
The program surrounding the matches at the Ballers fan zone will be hosted by a famous DJ, whatever. Guests can expect daily competitions with fabulous prizes, live entertainment, and the Ballers Brunch, which will have its very own Best Dressed WAG contest. Oh, and then for exclusive experience, book a VIB, very important baller cabana with your mates, or our WAGs Oasis will ensure better halves of the ballers are entertained in style throughout the sporting month. Indulge in the chic VIB, very important babes cabana.
Sorry, so the WAGs are getting their own area to be entertained in style because they couldn't possibly join the baller area to watch the football. Is that
Best dressed WAG though.
I think the problem is, and it happens, like we already mentioned the Ramadan brunch fiasco, it happens every time there's an event, every time there's something on. All the food and beverage places in Dubai, they release a press release because they want business. So they try and make something a little bit different, a little bit unique. And this is like, how many food and beverage places are there in Dubai? Thousands.
So many.
And so many of them have these PR companies, because this wasn't made by the people who own that restaurant. This was 100% made up by a PR company. And I don't know, they're doing their best to sell something that's a little bit different, and
I don't want to say it is exclusively the PR, because usually it's an in-house decision. And sometimes it's upper management making a decision that the guys who know the field are going, no, that's a terrible idea. And the CEO or general managers going, yes, let's do this. It's a great idea. And there are people going, no, this will backfire. It's a terrible idea. But you have to follow your boss. So it gets done. It's a terrible idea. It gets backlash and everyone's just sad.
And I think also, yeah, everyone is just sad. And the problem here is they're trying to cater to what they think are all audiences. So men who like football, and because women don't, so we'll give them their own area. But they should be, if I don't know if this place has lots of football screens, but if it does, cater to football fans.
Yeah,
Tell
put
them,
some TV screens in the girls' area.
we need to see this area, but like tell the public that you're trying to entice to your bar, that there will be screens everywhere, that you'll, you know, that the live coverage isn't going to get messed up by some service provider. Don't try and cater to everyone.
I feel like the best answers are the ones Barasti's doing that dome. That sounds fun. And then you've got places that are just a good atmosphere, like McGettigan's. They're just good for sports anyway. And so if you've got a good product, it'll sell itself. Or put in a good initiative where if people score a goal, there's free drinks or something. Be creative, but don't be sexist.
That's it. It's easy. It's not even a question. Can I just do a little segue into something Lovin here?
Please do.
So we are covering different World Cup spots. We basically looked at places that we think are going to be really busy, and we want to show a bit of like crowd action. So we'll be in Penthouse, Barasti, McGettigan's, Ferm, a couple of different places. But if you share the best goal celebration that you see in the bar, pub or home that you're watching the football match, share it on social media, tag Lovin Dubai, and you could win a big prize.
A great prize.
But you'll hear more about this over the month. But yeah, I think that sounds fun, because when an underdog scores a goal, is that not just the best moment?
Especially if Egypt and Saudi kind of progress to the next round, would be great. And underdog Australia. Imagine if there was an Australia versus Saudi final.
I love the way you had to mention and Australia there, because there's like a tiny bit of like nationalist pride in you that like, oh yeah, and Australia. But you said Egypt and Saudi, and yes, let's go for Egypt.
Imagine if the grand final was Australia versus Saudi.
No one would.
No one's picking that. No one's betting on that, are they?
So right now there's a couple of predictors. There's Brent Blackus' Parrot, Dubai Eye have their
Farah the Falcon.
I think there's
Russia has a blind cat.
Russia has a blind cat.
Yeah, for the predictors.
Do you have any predictors? Can you guess?
No, I don't.
I don't think anyone can guess.
It could go anyway.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's a couple of star players, and they're looking to carry the team. I know Egypt probably are not a favourite, but they have Mo Salah, who has done great things for Liverpool this year.
Do you know any players' names that are playing in teams?
Do you know what? I'm about to write an article about Arab footballers.
Oh, you know who I'm cheering for that you wrote about? Yeah. The Iran team. Oh my gosh. They are handsome guys. That's the only reason I'd be cheering for them.
They have given people who did not have an interest in football. So the Iranian football team were the first football team to arrive in Russia about a week before the football tournament started. And I don't know if they meant to do it, but they all kitted out in like nice suits and sunglasses, and they took a picture, and it's just gone everywhere.
They're so handsome.
They've got strong jawlines. They've got that amazing stubble. And then people started sharing other pictures of them. It's just, look at the article Lovin Dubai and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
But you're also interested in football, right? As a woman.
I love the atmosphere that surrounds the World Cup. So and I love the backstories of people. So like the Mohamed Salah, his injury and everything, I think that's really interesting. And I'll definitely be following the Saudi players. I want to get more interesting stories around them. The matches, I don't know. I'll take an allegiance to a team the matches I go to. So I'm going to Saudi, Russia tonight. If Saudi win, I'll be excited. We're going to Australia versus France, which is tricky for me because I used to go to France when I was young. So yeah, so the Iranian football team have gone viral, but not for their football skills.
So I saw this story on Lovin Dubai. You wrote it. And these are some dapper guys.
Yeah, can I just say, writing an article that does, and it went viral as well. It did really, really well. Basically, they were one of the first teams to land in Russia. They got off the plane. I think most football teams, they're taking promotional photos. So in this one, they're all in navy suits. They've all got that beautiful beard, beautiful stubble, beautiful slick back hair. And yeah, I think they've just renewed a sense of football excitement in people who may not have cared about the football.
like women, the wags. The wags
God.
might find it interesting.
You should get a new job writing PRs for places in Dubai.
Writing PR garbage.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the Iranian football team are ones to follow.
Well, there are quite a few handsome men playing in this big competition, so it's very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. Like, I don't have a football team to follow. And like I said, like, I'm not a huge football fan, but I'm excited about the buzz and the excitement that surrounds the World Cup. Whether that's handsome men, whether that's if someone gets injured or is able to play, or whether that's a goal by the underdog or penalty shootouts. I'm excited by all of that.
It was really fun when it was the Euros. It was such an electric atmosphere in the city. And me and my friends went out a lot of nights, and the bars were just jam-packed with hot guys. I was like, where are these guys the rest of the year? And so it was a lot of fun because England lost a game, I think, and we're in a really bad mood. But then England played Scotland and England won. And so it was and that was a Thursday night. That was a lot of fun.
I think the English supporters are
terrifying.
They're terrifying. And especially I feel like I'd be terrified if I was an English player because there's so much pressure on them as a team to perform. But I think that a bad performance over the last number of years means that the pressure is lessened. Well, an English guy in our office says that they're not expecting a huge amount. I don't know.
I think they'll still be aggressive. The English fans get pretty angry.
It's interesting actually about fans as a whole. Rich, our boss, went to the UEFA final, Champions League final, and coming from Dubai, which is such a safe and calm place, he said going into that final and seeing I guess the amount of drinking and everything that was going on in the stadium and how crazy the fans got, he said he was really, really shocked. And he was commenting about obviously the Saudi supporters going over to Russia, maybe a bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah, they are quite rowdy and aggressive, aren't they? Even in the public transport on the way to and from the games, a lot happens. This happens in Australia too with a lot of sport because people go and get really boozed up during the game because they serve alcohol and people just get out of control. It's not quite on the England level, but it can get a bit tense.
Well, can I just say, shout out to Ireland, who have been nominated as the best supporters in the world, because we don't always do well, but the fans always have a really great time and videos always go viral. I'm not sure if this is just as an Irish person I see this online. Have you ever seen Irish supporters like singing songs? And
no, I saw the bat in the kitchen video.
I love the way you see one video about an old man going crazy in a kitchen and you're like, that's Ireland.
Yeah, catch him, daddy, catch him.
Anyway, that's the World Cup.
That's my favourite Irish video of all time.
Yeah, and that's a good stereotype to have. That's the World Cup, which we are going to be covering extensively, like we said, over the next couple of weeks. Let us know where you're going to watch it, because like we said, we know the old originals, the old faithfuls.
Yeah, tell us if there's any jackpots you've found that have good drink deals and good men.
Mm-hmm. And we will come back after the break.
So it's Eid weekend. There's loads happening around the city, isn't there?
Yeah, so not even just the World Cup starting, but it's also a weekend filled with celebration. So you have different things like Mall of the Emirates are doing a 650 dirham spend. And if you do that, you could win awesome prizes like a staycation at the Sheraton, tickets to Ski Dubai.
There's shopping vouchers too. It's like thousands upon thousands of dirhams of prizes. And there's live performances too, which looks like a lot of fun. I love the city when it's Eid. There's so many festive things happening.
This is it. I love, yeah, exactly. Like they go all out. They're also having freestyling footballers in the mall from June 14th to 17th. So that's Mall of the Emirates, which is really, really cool. Then we have Peter Pan Live at Ibn Battuta Mall. So that's kind of like a family event.
Nice.
Are you going to go to that?
No.
But if you had kids, would you go?
I don't know. I'd have to deal with that when I come to it.
Okay.
I'm excited about the fireworks.
Yeah, so we also have breakdancers, jugglers, like roller skate artists at Box Park. Have you ever been to Box Park?
Yes, there's some good cafes there, but it's a bit out of the way for me. I sound like such a Dubai Marina snob, but I don't tend to go too far towards Jumeirah just because of traffic.
Just because of traffic?
Yeah.
And also there's lovely places to eat there, but then there's lovely places to eat everywhere. It's just hard to choose.
I love how many great places there are. Like there's City Walk, Lamur, JB Other Beach, Kite Beach. Like, there's so many funky places. I feel like I cannot keep up.
Exactly. I feel like I can't keep up because, let's say my mum is here and she keeps telling me how great Dubai Festival City Mall is. And by the way, segue, they're having 2 fireworks shows this weekend. And but I still haven't made it out there because...
Dubai Festival City has really upped its game too.
In terms of?
It used to be a bit dated and average, and now they've refurbished it, and they've got that beautiful laser light and water show, and it's bigger, it's beautiful. It's got IKEA, which is my favourite place to go.
Well, this is it. So my mum said she had lunch there and she was sitting watching the fountains there, and she was like, how have you not been? I was like, I don't know, it's far
How
away.
have you not been?
Can I just say, you're asking me what's happening this weekend, and I'm just scrolling through our Eid Al-Fitr roundup. So if you want to get the exact details, also Aquaventure, we should shout out at the Atlantis, is having really fun nighttime water splash entertainment this weekend starting on Friday.
That will be so terrifying, going down those water slides in the dark.
I'm going on Saturday, I'll let you know.
Oh, please take some selfies. You'll be screaming.
I haven't been during the day because I'm kind of nervous about these water slides.
Aquaventure is actually my favourite water park. I think of myself as something of a theme park and water park critic, and Aquaventure's my favourite out of the ones in the UAE.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they have that tunnel that opens underneath you, right?
Yeah, and you can be... The rapids are the best. Their lazy river is not so lazy. And there's rides where you can stay in your donut and go up and ride down in the donuts, but there's also ones where you can dismount and walk. So it's a great mix. It's a lot of fun.
I'm really worried that this will be wasted on me.
Yeah, maybe I should go in your place.
Okay, let's see. So that's Eid, but I think we should wish everyone a happy weekend.
Yeah, have a wonderful weekend. Regardless of how many days you have off, just make sure you enjoy it and enjoy the World Cup. Do get in touch with your videos for celebrations. We can't wait to see all of those.
Absolutely. And have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Have a good weekend, everyone.